Happy holidays from WDRV.
This year, Christmas Eve coincides with Sunday of Week 16 around the National Football League. And this is America's Game of the Week. Glad you're with us, everybody. Settle in and watch a good matchup between two teams that are 8-6. The Cowboys will welcome Ezekiel Elliott back. They won the toss. They have opted to receive. They want to see what they have with their second year, last year Pro Bowl and rushing champ Elliott after that 6-game layoff. Walsh kicks it away, and here we go. And the drive will start at the 25. This is a playoff game. The loser is out. The winner has life, and we'll get into that as this game rolls along. And here comes Ezekiel Elliott. What do you expect, Corey Aikman, out of their running back?
Well, I will tell you that they, when you visit with the Cowboys, would say they want to kind of ease him into it and slowly hand him the ball and get through the first few series and then find out where he's at conditioning-wise. What I expect is for him to take over immediately and be a workhorse for this team. He's been off 6 weeks. He's got fresh legs. He's ready to go.
Welcome back to the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott. These fans that are packed in here in Arlington, Texas, see a 2-yard carry. He spent his time down in Cabo San Lucas, worked out, said he came back leaner, as you said, fresh legs, and they hand it to him on the first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd and 8. Prescott throws off the hands of Dez Bryant. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. The offensive line is outstanding. They haven't been as good. Injuries played a part, especially to the left tackle, one of the best in the business, Tyron Smith, but he's active today.
Yeah, they felt that he had a good week. He was questionable all week long. Of course, we know what happened to this offense. The first game he missed against Atlanta, gave up 8 sacks. This is Seattle defense that has had their problems, but they still can bring it at times off the edge, and Dak Prescott glad to have Tyron Smith out there.
Run. Here you go. Who's the mic? What you got? 52. Run. What do you think?
On 3rd down, Prescott, blitz coming, drops it off, nobody there. And with a blitz coming off the edge, Prescott just has to get rid of it. And a good start for the Seattle defense, 3 and out.
Good 3 and out, and I'm not real sure what Dak Prescott was looking at, because like you said, they brought the pressure off the slot, and then Beasley runs the out route, and Prescott was looking that way. He saw this blitz coming. He saw Beasley to the flat. You get it on him quick. I'd take my chances with Beasley one-on-one there to pick up that 1st down.
Jones to punt. It's a good one. Tyler Lockett from back inside the 25. Gets a hit along the sideline. A decent starting field position for the Seahawks after a 50-yard punt, a 9-yard return, and Jeff Heath downfield to make the stop.
Joe, that's a big 3 and out. I mean, the talk all week is getting Ezekiel Elliott back into the fold, and you know, he gets 1 carry and doesn't get much out of it, and then the defense forces a punt. There's a bit of a letdown in this stadium.
Well, Russell Wilson has had a great year, any way you cut it. And really, these days, as he goes, so go the Seahawks. And whereas in years past, they look to their defense to win games, now they look specifically to Russell Wilson to win games. Throws to Baldwin, pass caught out across the 35. And a nice job by Baldwin to survive what might have been a strip and pick up 7. This offensive line has had some changing up front since you and I last saw him. They've added 3-time Pro Bowl left tackle Dwayne Brown to protect Russell Wilson.
Well, and he certainly helped them. I mean, he's a great player in that trade from Houston. Where they've had their problems are at the guard position, and David Irving, who is not playing again today, missing his 3rd straight game. Those guards are happy he's not out on the field.
Wilson keeps, carries, picks it up. 1st down, Seattle. We'll talk about that defense. And as you say, David Irving with the concussion, out for his 3rd straight game. So there's their defensive front. The linebackers, they're thrilled to have Sean Lee back. We'll get into what kind of a difference he makes. And the secondary is young, but it is really coming on.
Got some young players that have really come into their own here in the last 3 weeks. It looked good.
Here is Davis, and Davis gets 2. Marcus Lawrence, who they will tell you not only has 13.5 sacks, is not only headed to his first Pro Bowl, not only a free agent to be, but he plays the run extremely well.
He's had a great season. A guy who has been banged up with a back injury a couple of years ago that certainly affected him. He missed practice this week with a back injury as well. He'll be worth keeping an eye on, seeing how he's holding up.
2nd down and 8. Wilson keeps. Launches. Baldwin downfield. Contact, no flag, incomplete. Byron Jones was in coverage for Dallas. And now Russell Wilson faces 3rd and 8.
Yeah, really not much there for Russell Wilson, but this offense, it's a vertical passing game. In a game today where you see so many passes going horizontally, this offense likes to stretch the field. They love to take their shots and make big plays, and that's going to be the challenge for this Cowboys defense.
On 3rd down, Wilson under pressure, fires, pass caught, 1st down. Richardson on the grab, and Wilson just got it away with Sean Lee on his back, a gain of 11.
Sean Lee's going to bring the pressure, but you're going to see that they hold up pretty good inside. Justin Britt at center. It allows Russell Wilson to step up into the pocket, and then you've got the receiver working back to him for the 1st down. So a big conversion for Seattle to keep this drive alive, but that has been Russell Wilson really since he came into the league, but certainly the last couple of years with the pressure that he's had, he's been forced to move and make a lot of plays with his legs to buy time.
Blitz off the edge from Dallas. Seattle trying to pick it up, cannot, and the rookie Taco Charlton with his 3rd sack of the year.
Well, the protection really was not that bad, and you're going to see a receiver come into the picture over here, but as Russell Wilson, a guy who's obviously not that tall at just 5'11", sometimes you don't see over these linemen if they're in your throwing lanes, and it looked like a case of that because he had time to get the ball out and had someone to get the ball to.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Wilson pulls it down. Charlton chasing him. Mayoa was there as well, and the pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 14. Jason Garrett in his 7th full year as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, the AP Coach of the Year last year, 13-3, and they were dominant here at home, where they went 7-1 during the regular season. Different story this year. They have not been the same team, and whether it's injury, a little regression by Prescott, or the absence of Elliott, they're more vulnerable. Third and long. Wilson lets it fly, and it's incomplete. Lockett looking for a flag, won't get it.
One of the things Rod Marinelli wants to do, knowing that Russell Wilson can move around, when he brings a 4-man rush, he's going to have one linebacker. This time it's Sean Lee. He's going to keep his eyes on Russell Wilson in the pocket, and if he starts to move, he's going to go with him. And when they're in a 3-man rush, there's going to be 2 linebackers off the line of scrimmage, and they're both going to have their eyes on Russell Wilson and try to keep him in the pocket. They're able to get off the field, and Russell Wilson, he was a little off. He had a chance there for a play.
Ryan just gets it away with Beasley letting it go over his head, and it's caught downfield inside the 10 by Jeremy Lane. 41-yard punt by Ryan. Cowboys have it, second time, no score.
a story. Behind every story is the reason for transparency.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? A beautiful sight, walking in a winter wonderland.
Naughty or nice, we don't judge. Everyone can get our best deals of the season on select models during Hyundai holidays. Save up to $3,500 on the 2018 Elantra or get 0% APR and $1,000 cash back. Only at the Hyundai Holiday Sales Event.
Let's get the one with the candy cane.
Well, you know, the wrapping paper doesn't make the holidays. It's what's inside that counts.
It's a phone for Mom.
Okay, well, it's also what's inside the phone that counts, too.
Circuits?
No, the network.
So the network is inside the phone?
Well, no, the network's around the phone. And Verizon is the most awarded network ever. That's why more people count on it. There you go.
A gift is only as good as the network it's on. So give any Google Pixel 2 and get $300 off with no trade-in required.
911, what's your emergency?
When you actually save someone, there's no better feeling in the world.
Under pressure.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency.
Well, that didn't last long for the All-Pro Tyron Smith. Out after that first series, the knee is flared up on him again, and that means that Byron Bell is out at left tackle for Dallas. Cowboys elected to take the ball and then went 3 and out. Handoff to Elliott, and he at least is able to cross the 10. I was talking about this Seahawks defense. It's a different group, and that's because of injury for the most part, but age is starting to catch up with them. You look at their front. Wagner is back. His hamstring is healthy as it's been in a month, they say. KJ Wright is back off the concussion. Secondary looks different without Richard Sherman and without Cam Chancellor. Elliott right side. Play gets strung out, and Elliott plows ahead for a first down. For more on this Seahawks defense, down to Aaron Andrews.
You mentioned the injuries. Of course, they gave up a season-high 244 rushing yards last week to LA. You mentioned Bobby Wagner. He told me last week I wasn't able to move side to side or accelerate. This is the best he said he has felt in the last month. Michael Bennett went on to say Wagner looks like the Wagner of old. And old Bennett, Troy, you were standing right there. He said this could be one of our best performances on the defense all season long. They're sick of hearing about Zeke, guys.
Yeah, he's awfully confident coming into this game. A defense that's given up, as you said, a lot of yards on the ground.
Play action to Elliott. Plenty of room in front of Prescott, and that pass is not there for Noah Brown. Last 4 games, see how things have changed for this Seahawks defense. We can give you stats all day long, but they're older, they're injured, and they got shredded last week by the Rams and Todd Gurley.
Yeah, and you know, Aaron touched on it. Not having KJ Wright last week, a banged up Bobby Wagner, it was just too much to overcome. I find it amazing that last week when he was basically playing with one leg, that he's now claiming he's as healthy as he's been in over a month. I just don't know that I buy into that.
Prescott keeps, carries, Wagner and Thomas, who knows how to hit, comes up from his spot in the secondary and delivers the final hit on Prescott here.
Yeah, and those two get up and they talk to each other. Of course, a lot of people followed the news last week that Earl Thomas came out and thought Bobby Wagner should have left the game a lot earlier or maybe not even played, and it got a little heated between those two. But you know, that's what you would expect between competitors. But Earl Thomas is obviously one of the great players in our game, and he's come home to Texas. I expect him to light it up this afternoon.
3rd down and 7. Pass is caught for the first down. Terrence Williams. And I was talking about the difference this year compared to last as you look at the first down catch. 7-1 a year ago for Dallas. They were +6 in the turnover category. 3-4 so far this season. They're -4 here at home in that turnover ratio. They finish the year next week at Philadelphia. Elliott carries on first down and gets a couple.
I think the thing you worry about with a guy like Ezekiel Elliott, who's had 6 weeks off, it's one thing to train, no matter where you're doing it. He got to do it down south of the border in Cabo. But it's not the same as playing shape, and you can't really do those types of things that it's required to play in the game. And can his hamstrings hold up?
Williams with another first down catch.
Terrence Williams off to a good start here with a couple slant routes and good release off the ball, and that's excellent work on his part. But to go back on Ezekiel Elliott, he said that he guarded against that because he has had some hamstring issues, and so not only did he have a trainer down in Mexico, but he also had a physical therapist to make sure he was getting his proper rest and not putting too much strain on some of those muscles.
Here he is again on first down, pushes the pile to midfield. I can tell you this, Troy. I have spent a lot of time in Mexico, and I can honestly say I have never come back from Mexico in better shape than when I left.
But you did come back with a few pulled hamstrings, didn't you?
I pulled everything. Good for Elliott. Better man.
A lot of people that would agree with you, Joe.
2nd and 4, play action. Prescott to the sideline. It's not there. That's Noah Brown again. And the question's got to be at some point, did you see Prescott slow to get up?
Well, he got hit at the end of that play. They went right through Travis Frederick at center and got a hit and drove him into the ground. Jaron Reed.
There's Brown. They've thrown toward Brown twice. 3rd down and 6. Blitz again. Prescott throws. Pass incomplete. And Prescott has had a painful first 2 drives. It's 4th down.
They're getting a little pressure on him, and certainly you can tell as he comes off the field grimacing a little bit. A couple of those shots certainly got to him. This one impacted the throw. It's Justin Coleman who got the hit on him and was able to get Seattle off the field.
4th down and 6 now, and Jones to punt. Ran for a first down. A big play in the game on Sunday night in Oakland. This one, wow, what a play. And tapped down near the 2. Byron Jones saved it. Eventually it's picked up by Lockett, but it looked like that was down maybe even at the 1. And that's where they're going to mark it. What a play by Byron Jones. What an athlete. No score early.
May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation.
Long live Spirit. And long live the trucks that take on whatever the season brings. Ram, proven to last.
Just announced 1,000 Big Finish bonus cash for an average $13,734 in total values on the 2017 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
What are you watching? The game's about to start. It's just so cute.
2 more minutes.
No.
1 more minute?
No.
Alexa, rewind 10 seconds.
Oh, he's like the Katie Mozart. Stop talking in that baby voice. Alexa, open Fox Sports Go.
Here's Fox Sports Go.
Can we switch it back at halftime? The cat wasn't even playing a song.
Comment allez-vous appeler votre nouvelle bière? Je sais pas. Et comment est-ce que vous allez l'appeler?
Stella. Named after a star, crafted to celebrate an unforgettable holiday. Always one to remember.
Get 2 Whopper sandwiches now for only $6. Only at Burger King.
Are you ready to take one of these seats? The 4 Battle for Stardom premieres January 4th on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Burger King. Try the 2 for $6 Whopper sandwich deal today, only at Burger King.
Well, the drive will start at the 1 as Dak Prescott is over on the bench thinking, man, I better get protected better than I have been the first 2 possessions. He got waxed. From the 1, handoff is to Davis, and Davis back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. There is really 0 ground game for the Seattle Seahawks, and for years it was just Marshawn Lynch dominating, but they've had 6 backs, and their best threat running the ball is simply Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he's got the most rushing attempts and the most rushing yards, and he's been all they've had on the ground, and it's been a revolving door. And so with that in mind, starting out this drive on the 1-yard line when you want to be able to punch it out on the ground, good luck.
Wilson gets rid of it fast, and down the sideline. What a leaping grab by Richardson, but out of bounds. Good effort by Richardson, but evidently right foot, left foot on the line. He's out of bounds. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, sure enough. That was outstanding coverage too by Jordan Lewis. But man, I know it doesn't count, but what a catch by Paul Richardson.
Now 3rd down, and we'll call it 10, 9.5 as Pete Carroll, the oldest coach in the league, goes sprinting down.
Well, right now, if they don't get any yards here, they're going to make it awfully tough on John Ryan on the punt.
Near sideline. Richardson again, and the throw sails out of bounds. And that's a 3-and-out as DeMarcus Lawrence starts getting roughed up there by one of the offensive linemen at the end of the play. No flags are thrown, and 4th down. And you're right, John Ryan's going to be backed up in the back of his end zone when he gets this snap from Tyler Ott.
Yeah, this is going to be tight, and you know, that's been the dilemma for this Seattle offense. Can't run the ball, and when you're backed up like that, you can't hold it. So that's why you saw 2 shots up the sideline, just hoping to get it out of there and come up with a completion.
Line drive punt. Switzer, the rookie, back on his side of the 50, makes 1 move, and down he goes. But this good field position, a flag comes down at the end of the play, and then multiple flags. All this is set up by the great play by Byron Jones downfield on that punt.
No question. It flipped field position, and also the punt by Chris Jones. I mean, he's been a real weapon for this Cowboys team, and Byron makes a heck of a play on it.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 41. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down, timeout.
That backs him up a little bit, but otherwise they had flipped field position on Seattle.
Penalties on Keith Smith. Still good starting field position for the Cowboys. Still no score.
If this falls into the wrong hands, the whole world is in danger.
That's not good.
I think we should spend our time just trying to survive.
Copy that.
Get back, homeboy. How can you make a shootout awkward?
Right. Now playing whenever you want.
Right now?
Really? Wherever you are.
That's what we do.
No.
When you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
It's just a sweet, sweet fantasy land. It's time for the holidays. Holla back, holla hey.
Hurry into Old Navy for up to 75% off the entire store. Get last-minute gifts for just $3, $4, and $5 at Old Navy.
Time has always had its own energy. We move with light. We rise with light. We live with light. Echo Drive. Powered by light. Any light. Never needs a battery. Citizen.
The San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl on FS1.
Today's game is sponsored by the Netflix film Bright, starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton. Now streaming only on Netflix. This film is not rated. And by Citizen. Watch is powered by any light. Never needs a battery.
Third possession now for the Dallas Cowboys. They start at their own 42. Elliott over the left side, cuts back a bit, and picks up 5. We will welcome you inside our broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck, along with the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. This is simply a playoff game, and some things broke right for these two teams today, but what has to happen for one of these two is to win their final 2 games, and seen a little bit of a defensive struggle here at the start.
Yeah, we have. Seattle was in a great position a couple weeks ago with that big win over the Philadelphia Eagles, and then, of course, basically haven't shown up the last couple of weeks for the Cowboys. They've been in the playoffs now on their 4th game.
Here's Elliott with a first down carry. What did Dak tell you? It felt like there wasn't any juice with our offense. Even though they come in having won 3 in a row, without Ezekiel Elliott, he felt like there was a big chunk missing offensively.
Well, he's a guy, as we know, who can take it the distance on any given carry. And so far in this game, his longest run 6 yards. But from right here, he could go the distance. He's caught a screen pass in one game, went 70 yards, and they just haven't. They've missed some of that big play potential. You know, Alfred Morris did well, but he just doesn't have that type of big play ability.
They stay with Elliott, who takes it to the 41. There's an instinct there that you're just, I think, given by God. And Ezekiel Elliott has the ability to wait, has the ability to read blocks. You see with Le'Veon Bell of the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's a patience and a vision that other guys, even at this level, just don't seem to have.
Well, and the other part of that for Ezekiel Elliott, really, you know, there is a bit of an unknown as to how well is he going to be able to run the ball. He misses preseason games, and this year he got off to a slow start, so it's not a foregone conclusion that he's going to run the ball well.
Prescott finally protected. Smith gets it on the drop down, and Ron Smith's got a first down. He's become a bit of a force during the absence of Elliott, second-year pro out of Ohio State. 2 great bowl games coming your way this week. Starting Wednesday on Fox as Arizona takes on Purdue, then Washington State and Michigan State square off in the Holiday Bowl Thursday on FS1. What does the return of Ezekiel Elliott to you mean for Dak Prescott and the throwing game?
In this game, not much, because Seattle plays their defense. They play single high safety, one-on-one on the receivers, whether Ezekiel Elliott's on the field or not. Over the right side, Elliott gets 3.5.
And and I guess I pose that question because of numbers like this. When you look at the numbers for Prescott, who was so great last year, look at the touchdowns to interceptions, the quarterback rating, if you want to put stock in that, with and without.
Well, he clearly makes Dak Prescott better. He makes the offensive line better. He makes the defense better. In terms of how is he affecting what Seattle is going to do defensively, he does not, because Seattle plays their style. But when you can hand the ball off to someone in the backfield, as I know all too well, and he picks up 6 yards, I mean, that takes a tremendous burden off the quarterback.
Big spin out of there by Prescott. A lot of room in front of him. He gets around Bobby Wagner and turns it into a big play. We'll see how much forward progress they give him. May have stepped out just before first down yardage, and he did. It's 3rd and less than 1.
I know last week after that game against the Raiders, several of their players talked about how big Dak Prescott was, and you watch him on film and you just don't understand until you stand next to him the size that he has. And he's a hard guy to get to the ground, and he's brought an element to this offense that they had not had for quite some time.
Here's Elliott on 3rd and 1, and he is now 7 for 8 on 3rd and 1 this season. In his first game back off the 6-game suspension for alleged domestic violence. And then he had that bet that became public knowledge with Eric Dickerson. The bet was 200 rushing yards. He gets one of Eric's game-worn jerseys. Anything less, Eric gets one of Zeke's game-worn jerseys.
Yeah, and Ezekiel, when I visited with him on Friday, he was not expecting that to go public.
Well, that's not the world we live in.
Yeah, you're right. Nothing's held in secrecy anymore.
No. Timeout taken by Seattle. First down, Dallas, when we come back.
DirecTV has been rated #1 in customer satisfaction over cable for 17 years running. But some people still like cable, just like some people like pre-shaken sodas, having their seat kicked on an airplane, being rammed by a shopping cart, sitting in gum, and walking into a glass door. But for everyone else, there's DirecTV. For #1 rated customer satisfaction over cable, switch to DirecTV, and for a limited time, get a $100 reward card. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Get up and greet the rising sun. Race toward the horizon. Lead the pack or go alone. Take only what matters and leave the rest. With new styles and great fits, Wrangler jeans are ready for anything. The only question is, are you? Wrangler, new styles, great fits.
Guess what I just got? Hello, guys. That's a big phone.
In your arms. You built the flame that warms my heart, but your lying and cheating has torn us apart.
Get up to $400 toward a Galaxy Note 8 or S8 with qualifying trade-in. Only on Samsung.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
$50 gift card for them, $10 bonus card for you. Only at Applebee's. Now that's eating good in the neighborhood.
I got this.
I got this.
No, I got it.
Is that Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Stewart?
Yeah, I got this. Ooh, too slow, rookie.
You want to spread a little joy?
Thanks.
We've got an easier way to do it. Now you can tap to pay with Visa at Starbucks this holiday season. Postseason is
Drop straight back to throw. Fires go.
This year, we're not just for 2017 Bengals. This year, we're every Bengal that ever was. This year, our team turns 50, and the celebration will last all season long.
Ezekiel Elliott, there's his day already. 10 carries, 46 yards. First down, 35 seconds left in the quarter.
Keep an eye down here, one-on-one.
Elliott, right side. Frederick in front of him. Takes it inside the 20. TMZ Sports caught up with Eric Dickerson at LAX. Here you go.
Me and him have a personal bet when he comes back.
Really? What's the bet?
He says that he's going to get 200 yards in his return. I said no. The bet is that if he gets 200 yards, I have to give him a jersey, one of my jerseys. And if he doesn't get 200 yards, he has to give me the jersey he played in. That's our bet.
I'm just going to say right now, the bet seems a little lopsided. I mean, Eric hung it up a while ago. Zeke's still playing. Pressure's on Zeke there in that bet. We're through one quarter, second down for Dallas. When we come back, no score. We're back after this from your local Fox station.
The great emperor penguin migration, trekking 100 miles inland to their breeding grounds. Except for these two fellas.
This time next year, I'm going to be sitting on the egg.
I think we're getting close.
Make a U-turn.
U-turn?
Recalculating.
Man, we're never going to breed.
Just give it a second.
You will arrive in 92 days.
No, nope. You know I'm going to follow? My instincts.
As long as GPS can still get you lost, you can count on Geico saving folks money.
I'm breeding, man.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The X-Files, January 3rd on Fox.
Do you wanna go? Do you wanna go? Do you wanna go? I'm into freedom. It's exactly what I asked for.
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2017 IS Turbo for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Man, this guy is throwing up bricks.
Oh, hey, I bet you this scratch off I can see more baskets than you.
Game on.
Oh! Here we go, big time. Hey! Oh, man.
For the win.
Can't make it.
Up and... Oh! Hand over that scratch-off game. You already played this.
That's not the only thing that just got played.
It's always fun and games when you play the Kentucky Lottery.
2 great bowl games on Fox and FS1. Unbelievable! Wednesday, Arizona, Purdue. Bam! In the Foster Farms Bowl. Then on Thursday, watch out! Washington State takes on Michigan State in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. What a hit! College football, Wednesday on Fox and Thursday on FS1.
Everything you thought you knew about medicine is wrong. All the rules you followed will break.
The Resident two-night premiere starts January 21st on Fox.
Difference in ball control. Right now, Dallas with their best drive they've been able to put together, but still no points. Second down and 5. Prescott catches that high snap and throws to Elliott. Good tackle out there on the edge. Made by Bradley McDougal. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Well, that's why these red zone possessions are so important, Joe. That, yeah, Dallas dominated the first quarter statistically, but if all they come away with 3 points, it doesn't amount to a whole lot. Now, going back to the Eric Dickerson bet, so much for easing Ezekiel Elliott into this game. 11 carries in the first quarter and 50 yards, so he's on pace for 200 after 1 quarter.
3rd down and 3. Prescott in big trouble. Throws incomplete. Witten the closest to it. And so the number 4 red zone offense in the NFL is held out of the end zone. Good work defensively by Seattle. And the kicker comes on, Dan Bailey for Dallas.
Well, you see KJ Wright, they bring Bobby Wagner, and they just force Prescott just to unload it. So we've seen Seattle now in this game. They brought pressure, and they've been effective when they have. And so they force this Dan Bailey field goal.
34-yard try. Battled a groin injury this year, and he nails this. First points of the day on the board, and they belong to the Dallas Cowboys, up 3-0, and we'll be back in 30 seconds after this from FedEx.
You're Drew Brees. I'm sorry to bother you, but my car broke down, and I'd really appreciate a ride to the stadium.
Yes! But no, I have to stay here and wait for a package.
I thought anybody who rooted for me would have FedEx Delivery Manager. That way you can sign for your packages remotely and even customize your delivery time. Excuse me, sir. Could you take me to the stadium?
Sure, hop in.
Thank you.
Hope you like jazz fusion. Sorry.
Customize your deliveries with FedEx Delivery Manager.
All right, so Russell Wilson and the Seahawks are down by 3. You think about what they had in front of them last week, Troy, Seattle. They had a game at home against the Rams, and they went from the potential top spot in the division in the NFC West to a loss, and they could go right to out of the playoffs. They need help down the stretch. Pete Carroll's crew has been to the postseason 5 straight years. They got the Detroit loss. Both teams were looking for that, and now both teams started this week knowing they had to win their last 2, and what's left out there as far as what help is needed is both teams would need Atlanta to lose at home next week to Carolina.
Well, Dallas 3 weeks ago knew they had to win their last 5. I mean, that's the position that they've been in.
The division, the NFC West, belongs to the LA Rams, the first division title for the Rams since 2003 in St. Louis, and congratulations to that crew. They have a record of 11-4. They've wrapped up the division. Last time the LA Rams won the division was 1985, when the aforementioned Eric Dickerson was a part of that offense. The Eagles have clinched a first-round bye, but they have to work still to get home field advantage throughout. The Saints won, they're 11-4. Panthers won, they're 11-4. Atlanta still hanging on to that final playoff spot. Over the right side, it's Davis, and a nice carry on first down. Got it. So you say Mike Davis. Who's that? Well, he was waived by the 49ers this year, and they picked him up. You look at, since Marshawn Lynch left over the last 2 years, who do you want to pick? Maybe of all those names, Troy, the guy they like the most is Chris Carson, who played the first 4 games and then left as he was injured with an ankle injury.
Yeah, and you know what? Even though he only played 4 games, he's still the team's second leading rusher. And that really puts into perspective just how bad this running game has been, and it started last year, Joe. I mean, when Pete Carroll took over, Marshawn Lynch, they go out and they became a power running team, and this has been a passing offense now for 2 seasons.
Throw out on the edge, Baldwin looking for a block, and Charlton got out there and made the play. The rookie's got a sack, and now that play out on the edge to get on a pat on the backside from Jason Garrett. Here are the rushing leaders this season for Seattle, and it's Russell Wilson by a mile. There's Chris Carson, as you said. By the way, losing Max Unger didn't help either when they packaged him in a pick to get Jimmy Graham from New Orleans. They've never been able to replace him. Handoff to Davis, and down he goes in the backfield, Mayowa. And a loss of 3.
Well, that's Jimmy Graham right here trying to block Mayowa, and he does not do a very good job. Mayowa just throws him out of the way, and he's right in the backfield to make a play and a loss.
Rod Marinelli, the defensive coordinator, calls his defensive front the Rushmen, and they came after it.
He's got a name for every one of those players.
3rd and 11. Wilson. Down he goes, and it's Mayowa again.
That's a good job by Benson Mayowa. This time he was working against Dwayne Brown, and there he gets on the edge, and you know Russell's trying to slide up. He's a little lazy trying to get up into the pocket, because inside, where a lot of his pressure over the year has come from, those interior linemen did a good job, but a nice stop defensively by Dallas.
It's a first sack of the year by Mayowa. Line drive punt by Ryan. Switzer from inside the 30. Crosses the 35, a return of 11 yards, and Benson Mayowa makes back-to-back plays and gets the ball back for Dallas up 3.
Oh, Mike. Hey. It's quite the snowman you got there.
Yeah, it was quite the sail. I say big.
You?
Saved huge. And mine lights up, too.
Let it pro, let it pro, let it pro with a brand new GMC. Upgrade this season with up to 20% below MSRP on a range of 2017 GMC models. That's over $12,400 below MSRP on a GMC Sierra Denali. We are professional grade GMC.
You are my best friend and we've got some things to do. Yeah.
Yo, you wanna meet me in the club?
Yeah.
Yo, you wanna meet me downtown?
Okay.
The mountains are my calling. Each precious moment of time is mine. Powered by the light around me, I reach higher. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
In 1975, we brewed the original light beer with more taste and only 96 calories. We think that's worth celebrating. Miller Lite, back in the original bottle.
Welcome to the 4, y'all.
4 of the best. Battle for stardom.
Are you ready to take one of these seats?
The 4, Battle for Stardom, premieres January 4th on Fox. Want to stay up to date? Hey Siri, show me football scores.
We make it a list, you check it and twice. He's trying to find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Way to hold that note. It's Christmas Eve. Glad you're with us today on Fox, America's Game of the Week. 3-0 Dallas. They have it. And are starting with it at their own 37. Elliott. And that's what he does better than just about anybody we've seen in a long time, not just in the league right now. He bangs into bodies, and then you just watch that pile move, and he got 9.
Keeps his legs going. He's got a lot of power. It doesn't hurt when he's got Lyle Collins and Jason Witten pushing the pile as well. I would expect here real soon to see Dallas try to take a shot down the field. Earl Thomas, the middle safety, he likes to start creeping up, and they might be able to get something where they can get him to bite, get something in behind him.
Here's Elliott again out to the 49. Right now they've got a bigger offensive group with the fullback Keith Smith and only one wide receiver on the field. Now Dez Bryant comes back onto the field. They had 2 tight ends a moment ago, and they get a little lighter. I guess the question is Dez Bryant, you know, is he still the game-breaking threat that his bank account would tell you he is?
Well, the answer to that is no.
And off to Elliott inside the 45. No rust. None whatsoever. Here's Kurt Menefee with the game break.
Well, because Tennessee lost to the Rams earlier, Jacksonville's already champs of the AFC South. They want to get a win, though. Right now, Leonard Fournette's touchdown, the only score they've gotten in the end zone. They're down 16-9. San Francisco trying to win 4 straight, Joe.
How about that? Jimmy Garoppolo traded, and he's turned that offense and that team around. 2nd and 4 here for Dallas.
They found their quarterback, right?
Here's a toss to Smith, running left, out on the edge, 1st down. Jason Garrett's been talking about this guy for 2 years. They got him as a free agent back in 15 out of Ohio State, a big body back, didn't run it much there. They had another guy at Ohio State at that time named Elliott, but you see why they like him.
I sure do, and as Jason Garrett said to us weeks ago, that there's a spot for this guy on this team, and he was going to be active every week. He plays special teams, but he gives them something as a backup runner. And of course, when Ezekiel Elliott was down, he got his share of opportunities, and they don't want those to completely dry up, and they feed him there.
Play action, good protection. Flag thrown, pass caught by Smith, the fullback, and there's a flag in the secondary.
Well, Jason Witten got up looking for a flag, and he should. He got pretty much mauled coming off the line of scrimmage.
Dez Bryant, I've been watching him, Troy, come on and off the field. I think frustration is the best word that I would use to describe.
Holding, defense, number 57, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's the first penalty on the most penalized team in the NFL, Michael Wilhoit.
He's right here. At the end of that, but I think the call was against Jason Witten. That's what I saw right there. And in any event, it's first down Dallas.
Dez Bryant still on the sideline. Rod Smith with a nice carry on first down. Smith has come on and off the field. Now Beasley's talking to him, and I can't tell you how many Cowboy games we've done where our cameras seem to find Dez Bryant on the sideline as much or more than we find him on the field. 2nd and 5.
Well, I know after that game last week against the Raiders, he talked about being doubled on every play except for a couple of snaps when he had catches, and he was doubled some in that game, but it was not throughout the game, and he's gotten a lot of single coverage in the last few years.
Here's Elliott now after some plays off. Bring up 3rd and short as he gets 3. And Bryant started to come on the field. Sorry to keep going on. Started to come on the field there and got tapped on the shoulder, turned around, and went right back to the sideline.
Well, they talk about it a lot in terms of getting him involved early and to help avoid the frustration. I know in visiting with Jason Garrett this week, he talked about, you know, how good Dez Bryant was last week. He was in a good place going into that game and was able to control any frustration.
Prescott keeps, doesn't get it. He'll be a yard short. Well played. And good job by Jaron Reed.
On Frank
Flag
Clark
is in the secondary.
Yeah, boy, that flag is way down there too, and Frank Clark played it pretty well too, and that was a big hit. You sure don't want to see your quarterback getting hit like that, especially for a guy who's already been hit a few times in this ball game. But I think had Prescott have pitched that to Elliott, I don't think Frank Clark's able to make a play on him with the speed that Elliott has. I think he gets on the corner.
Personal foul, legal crackback, offense, number 87, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, 3rd down.
It's against Jeff Swaim, the tight end. They had a 3 tight end formation out there.
And they do like some of their 2 tight end, 3 tight end looks. Of course, this was 3rd and short, and there's the penalty and a good call. So, hey, the Cowboys had a nice drive going, and now they're going to get backed up a little bit more, and see if they're even able to get into range.
Takes the ball back just outside the 41 as Dez Bryant comes in. Patting guys on the helmet before 3rd and 17. Prescott to Smith. And he will give Bailey a better shot at a field goal. McDougal was out there defending an 8-yard gain, and Bailey checks back in.
Yeah, so what looked like a pretty promising drive, you know, only now to set up a potential field goal, and obviously a lot of discussion taking place over on that sidelines with Dez Bryant. Dan Bailey, he became human a couple weeks ago. He actually missed a couple field goals and even an extra point for the first time in a long time.
That was in a game against the Giants. 51-yard try. And he knocked it through. Bank shot. Didn't have to call somehow a glancing blow and through. 6-0 Dallas.
Every truck guy has their own way of conveying powerful.
Yeah, boy. Kind of looks like a monster coming to eat you. Holy smokes.
That is awesome. Strong. You got the basic and you got the beefy.
I just think it looks mean.
Incredible. No way. Getting goosebumps.
This holiday season, become part of the Chevy family. Use your employee discount for everyone to trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Larry Fitzgerald. It's halftime. What are you doing here?
I'm just grabbing a mid-game snack.
But you need to...
It's cool, because now I can pay really fast with a tap of my Visa.
Whoa. He's got to get back. Give him his panini.
You have places to be. We help you get there faster.
And Joy, I want a rabbit. What about you?
Well, I won an iPhone. Make sure you get that on Verizon. It's the most awarded network ever. And if anyone asks, I want a bigger train next year.
Give the gift of iPhone 8 and get one on us.
Week 16 continues tomorrow with a Christmas Day doubleheader starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on NBC, NFL Network, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
Angela Bassett, Peter Krause, and Connie Britton star in 911 January 3rd.
There is a storm brewing over on that sideline with Dez Bryant, and we will keep an eye on number 88 over there. Talking with Miles Austin and Dak Prescott trying to calm him down. He's been targeted twice, doesn't have a catch. Had 2 last week, a big 40-yard one-armed catch in that Sunday night win in Oakland. Well, we certainly lost a great one. One of the greatest ever to wear a headset passed away.
Pretty tough to beat Aikman. He's throwing, he's running, and he's recovering. Fumble. The draw to Smith. And he's in. What a run. Oh, my.
Just a classy gentleman. Dick Enberg passed away on Thursday at the age of 82. One of the great storytellers, a terrific writer, great broadcaster. He hung his hat at NBC, CBS, ESPN, even at Fox at the end of his career, as Wilson has it rejected by Tyrone Crawford. And I know, Troy, somebody you have to hold near and dear because he was the voice to all 3 of your Super Bowl wins with the Cowboys.
Yeah, he sure was. And of course, he was also the voice of the California Angels back at the time, was what they were called. And he was my mom's favorite announcer. And the first game that he ever called of mine, I told him in a production meeting, I said, you know, you're my mom's favorite announcer. She wanted me to let you know that. And there was not a time that went by when I didn't run into Dick Enberg. Awesome. And he said, how's your mom doing? Tell her I said hello. And he's a true giant.
Here's Davis on 2nd and 10, just short of the 30. And I'll just add one other piece. My dad, his favorite baseball broadcaster to listen to was Dick Enberg. So we had that in common, and he'll be missed. 3rd down and 5 here for Seattle.
I heard a lot of people in this business, like your father, would have said that he was their favorite. It's quite an impact he's had on our industry and a number of people's lives, just the gentleman that he was.
Seattle needs to get something going here. Wilson, nothing there. DeMarcus Lawrence chasing, still going back inside the 10. Lawrence didn't quit. Oh, my.
Oh, my is right. You see DeMarcus Lawrence, what a year he has had. He just does not quit at all. And he's chasing Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson, he's got to get the ball out. I mean, you cannot give up that kind of yardage when you're outside the pocket with a chance to throw it away. And this Seattle offense has gotten off to slow starts all year long. They thought that might change today, but it certainly has not.
That is a 22-yard loss on the sack. 14 and a half now for the Pro Bowler DeMarcus Lawrence. Switzer to midfield, and then he was met violently by Dawson and Vanette. Big sack there by DeMarcus Lawrence. Cowboys have it up 6. As we're going to break, a flag is thrown right at the very end of the play, and before we take our break, we'll find out what the call is, set the ball, and then step aside, as Pete Carroll wants to know as well. Here's a call from John Hussey.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Dallas, number 51. 15-yard penalty. First down. Timeout.
It's against Kyle Wilbur to move it back to the 35-yard line for Dallas up 6.
I'm Mark, and I quit smoking with Chantix. I tried cold turkey. I tried the patches. I was tired and I was fed up. I wanted to try something different.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
Chantix reduced my urge to smoke.
Compared to the nicotine patch, Chantix helps significantly more people quit smoking. When you try to quit smoking, with or without Chantix, you may have nicotine withdrawal symptoms. Some people had changes in behavior or thinking, aggression, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, or suicidal thoughts or actions with Chantix. Serious side effects may include seizures, new or worse heart or blood vessel problems, sleepwalking, or allergic and skin reactions, which can be life-threatening. Stop Chantix and get help right away if you have any of these. Tell your healthcare provider if you've had depression or other mental health problems. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution when driving or operating machinery. The most common side effect is nausea.
I'm finally free of smoking.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you. Many insurance plans cover Chantix for a low or $0 copay.
This time of year is all about family.
And we'd like you to be a part of ours.
So our Chevy employee discount is now available to everyone.
You pay what we pay. And not a cent more.
We're so happy to share this with you.
It's our way of saying happy holidays.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
What is your name?
Paddington. Paddington?
Ooh. Yes, it's Paddington. Come on, Wolfie.
Oh,
dear. It's only one red sock. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, that's not good.
Paddington 2, rated PG, January 12th.
What we're going to have you do is each have a bite of 2 different burgers. One is flame grilled, the other one is fried on the flat top.
Definitely flame grilled.
yeah. So much better.
What you're saying is that we should destroy this flat top.
Flat top is my enemy.
Get 2 flame grilled Whopper sandwiches for just $6, only at Burger King.
Wednesday on Fox, Arizona, Purdue in the Foster Farms Bowl. Then Thursday, Washington State, Michigan State in the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. College football on Fox and FS1.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevy. Chevys earn J.D. Power Dependability Awards for cars, trucks, and SUVs.
Another possession for the Dallas Cowboys, leading by 6. From the 35, first down. There's Dez Bryant, his first catch, and he dropped it. That's a catch, a fumble, knocked out by Byron Maxwell, and a big turnover as the Seattle Seahawks take over.
How about that? Look at the ball that he's got in one hand, and he doesn't secure it, and Maxwell comes in. It looks like he punches at it. They finally get the ball to Dez Bryant, and sure enough, Maxwell just comes in, punches it out with his fist, and that's a great play by Maxwell.
Wow. Loose with the ball, Dez Bryant. Finally gets his first catch after after showing all the frustration and then gives it up.
Well, this has been a game of certainly a field position, much like last week was for the Rams against the Seahawks. And the Cowboys have started some drives with some good position. But now after that takeaway, Seattle's been good taking the ball away from teams this year. They set Russell Wilson up in nice position.
14th career fumble for Bryant. 7th time he's lost a fumble. What a move. What a move by Mike Davis. Takes it to the 30 as he went around Sean Lee.
You know, you're looking at this game, Joe, and Dallas, if you didn't know any better, you'd say that they're just running all over them and the score should be out of hand. It's a 6-0 game because of the defense for Seattle being able to make some key stops and force field goals, and yet nothing was going Seattle's way, and you're waiting for a spark, and they get that with the takeaway, and we'll see now whether or not Seattle's able to take advantage.
That by Davis, good for 14. Seattle had only 11 yards all game. The total offense before that play. Down by 6, they hand off to Rawls, and his first carry to the 25. He picks up 6 yards, knocked down by Damian Wilson, and Seattle's in business here, coming off a bad game at home against the Rams. They had only 149 total yards, gave up 7 sacks. They've allowed 3 sacks today, and they're trying to get on the scoreboard here, down by 6.
That's just Rawls' second carry in the last 6 games, and it'd be nice for Seattle if they're able to get him going.
Play action. Collins was totally fooled. Russell Wilson takes it down near the 10. Malik Collins was turned around, and it's a scamper of 14 yards.
This is all Russell Wilson. If he thinks that guy there is coming too flat and over pursuing when they run that play, then he's going to keep it. And I can assure you, Russell Wilson continues to evaluate it every time they run that off-tackle play. And this time he feels like he's going to bite again. He keeps it on his own. No one else knows he's going to. He picks up a nice gain.
Flag is down. Wilson floats it to the back of the end zone, and another flag. Lewis in coverage on Jimmy Graham.
Thought they might get Dallas in offsides at the start. I think that's where the initial flag was thrown.
I agree with you. Looked like off the end, I believe it was DeMarcus Lawrence came across early trying to get a jump. Here's a call.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, number 90. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 27, defense. That foul occurred in the end zone. Ball we placed at the 1-yard line. Automatic first down.
We are already at the 2-minute warning on America's Game of the Week. 1st and goal from the 1 for Seattle.
Good morning.
Don't come in. I'm wrapping your present.
The moment you realize you aren't the most original gift giver.
At Lowe's, we can help you pick out the perfect gift that your family is sure to love this Christmas. All projects have a starting point. Start with Lowe's.
Hurry into Lowe's and get a Cobalt 227-piece mechanics tool set for only $99.
The wait is over. The Last Jedi is the #1 movie in the world. It's flat out terrific. Rolling Stone says it will leave your head spinning. This one changes everything. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Rated PG-13. Now playing.
Pizza with Pepsi. Delicious.
For millions of baby boomers, there's a serious virus out there that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. 1 in 30 boomers has hep C, yet most don't even know it, because it can hide in your body for years without symptoms, and it's not tested for in routine blood work. The CDC recommends all baby boomers get tested. If you have hep C, it can be cured. For us, it's time to get tested. Ask your healthcare provider for the simple blood test. It's the only way to know for sure.
Looking good in here. Now it just needs a TV.
We can just order one on Target.com and pick it up in the store. Easy. You got this?
Can you add a vacuum to that order?
Order online at Target.com and pick up in store.
Amazon Web Services is proud to power Next Gen Stats, the technology which allows the NFL to track player and ball location in real time. The NFL will now look to use machine learning to automatically recognize defensive coverages and player routes, allowing real-time data analysis across multiple games and seasons, giving fans greater insight into what's happening on the field. Next Gen Stats is one of many amazing things builders are building on AWS. Build on.
From the co-creator of Modern Family, LA to Vegas, January 2nd on Fox.
In essence, a playoff game here on Christmas Eve, and in a 6-0 game, the Seahawks have first and goal from the 1. Seattle with 4 rushing touchdowns all year, 3 by Russell Wilson, 1 by a running back, J.D. McKissick. Davis back there. He dropped it. Ball's out, and Russell Wilson got all over it. Wilson saw that the entire way and was able to get on that loose ball to keep this scoring chance alive.
They're trying to run this read option down here, and you know, those are one of the risks when it's not a called keeper or a called handoff. Sometimes that back isn't quite sure whether he's latching onto it or not. Seattle certainly fortunate to get that back.
Timeout is taken here by Dallas. This all started with the turnover, the punch out by Maxwell, as Dez turned it over. And by the way, as we said, the 7th career lost fumble by number 88. Because we're inside of 2 minutes, they move the ball back to the spot. They move the ball all the way back to the 5 here. Mike Pereira is with us, and we were hoping to get it on camera before that fumble. Mike Pereira, why is that ball back at the 5?
I have no idea, because it is a fumble inside of 2 minutes, but the fumble was on the exchange, so it's charged to Russell Wilson, and he is the one that recovered the fumble. So it really should have stayed at the spot of the fumble and recovery of the fumble, and now they're moving it back to that spot. So they did eventually get it right.
So on 4th down or inside of 2 minutes, only the guy who fumbled it can recover it and then get that advance. And as Mike tells us, because it was never really possessed by Davis, Wilson can be the one to get on top of it, and they do move the ball back to the 3, which is where Wilson recovered that fumble. 2nd and goal. Wilson, end zone pass is caught for the touchdown. Graham. That is his 10th, and the top red zone target for touchdowns has got another.
Jimmy Graham is pretty unbelievable. Of course, he's got a basketball background, and you know, he's so good. That's his 10th touchdown reception on the season, and he just comes down and bodies him up. You know, Jordan Lewis, he turns around, posts him up, and is able to secure the catch. And a very difficult matchup for anybody on Jimmy Graham in that area of the field.
First tight end now to have 10 or more touchdowns in a season with 2 different teams. He was a machine with the Saints, and he has been a red zone machine this year for the Seahawks, who now lead by 1. Dallas about to get it back with 2 timeouts.
Neil Lane designs jewelry for Hollywood's biggest stars. And with his vintage-inspired collection at Kay Jewelers, he designs them for the star in your life.
The inspiration for this ring goes back almost 100 years. It's based on an Art Deco design. Over 50 diamonds, all hand set. That's my philosophy. Design it to be beautiful, then make it perfect.
Neil Lane Bridal at Kay, the #1 jewelry store for...
Yes.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
But when you walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine.
To be jolly. I'm so into you.
What fun it is to ride and sing a song tonight. It's just a sweet, sweet fantasy, baby.
For the holidays,
Hurry into Old Navy for up to 75% off the entire store. Get last-minute gifts for just $3, $4, and $5 at Old Navy.
Resolution number 1, binge more. Join the Uncarrier and get 4 unlimited lines for only $40 each. Whoa. Plus, Netflix for the whole family on us. So they get their shows.
Let's go, girl.
You're gonna love this bit.
And you get yours. Watch however you want on your phone, tablet, or TV for just $40 per line with no extra charges.
Let's rock this joint.
All on America's best unlimited network, T-Mobile.
Well, as is often the case here with these late afternoon starts on a sunny day in Arlington, Texas, the sun is a real factor coming through those windows down to the far end of the field. In fact, Aaron Andrews telling us during the break prior to the touchdown catch, Jimmy Graham was really complaining about having to look back into the sun. But he was good enough to make that grab in front of Lewis. Seahawks lead by 1. Switzer short of the 20. Knocked down by Paul Dawson. And we'll welcome you from the far side of the field. A little peek inside the booth. And we're so glad when you're here. When
how's your cold, huh?
Yeah, we're in the same boat.
You and I hanging in there, a little tough. Huh?
Merry Christmas to you. Been another kind of wild week for officials in the NFL with the whole index card thing with Sterator.
And it will continue today with the reversal of a touchdown in the New England Buffalo game. That's really a controversial play. So nothing much is changing.
Prescott, Williams going backward and can't break that last tackle by Maxwell. And the clock will wind. 2 timeouts left for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's, in this case, looking back at the quarterback sun's not an issue, but it's Prescott looking into the sun. Here's Elliott, makes the catch. KJ Wright on the stop, and it's going to be 3rd down and short.
Well, I heard you say, you know, that Jimmy Graham was talking about it, and, you know, hey, the Cowboy players have talked about it, and this is their home stadium. It clearly is a factor in being able to see where you're throwing it, or when you're going the other direction for receivers being able to catch it.
Bennett came across unabated, and this is going to be a 1st down by penalty.
Unimpeded to the quarterback. Defense number 72. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Clearly they got Michael Bennett, but we'll see what Dallas is able to do here before the end of this half. And for a first half that they dominated, statistically, all of a sudden a takeaway, 1 play away, and you get a touchdown, and it's a 7-6 ball game for Seattle when they really have not done a whole lot.
On 1st down, Prescott finds Cole Beasley in a short gain. Timeout taken by Dallas. They have 1 left. From the producers of American Horror Story and The People vs. O.J. Simpson comes a new series on Fox told through the eyes of first responders, starring Angela Bassett, Peter Krause, and Connie Britton. 911 series premiere January 3rd here on Fox. 38 seconds left. You got a kicker in Dan Bailey, whose career long was matched this year at 56 yards. That means getting the ball to the 38-yard line. Bailey 2 for 2 in this game, hit from 51 not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm still not convinced we really know, you know, what his range is. I think he could kick it so much further than what he's actually done.
2nd down, Prescott's in trouble, gets away from Bennett, turns it into a big play out of bounds at midfield as Bennett almost tripped him up.
Here comes Michael Bennett, and there's not a lot of quarterbacks that get away from this. And it looked like from here that Bennett initially was going to be able to make that tackle for a pretty significant loss, and instead it's a 1st down Dallas.
And now they're in good position. 30 seconds left. That 13-yard carry, the Cowboys' longest play of the game. Blitz coming from the secondary. Cowboys pick it up. Prescott throws, finds Williams. And Williams slides down inside the 35. And a timeout is taken, the final of the half for the Cowboys with 18 seconds left. Here's Kurt, the sneak peek. What's coming our way at the half?
Up next is the Visa halftime, and if you're wondering why the camera's not moving, that's because everybody behind the scenes is right here on camera with us. We wanted to make sure all the hardworking people who bring you the games on Christmas Eve got a little love from us. So from our family to yours, happy holidays. The Visa halftime is next.
It takes a village back there to put on that pregame show. And not just one, but two. And now with 18 seconds left, a first down, and they are already inside field goal range for Bailey as the Cowboys look to try and regain the lead before the half. Seattle will get the ball to start the second half.
Still, just based on the way Seattle plays, I would expect to see some kind of shot down the field before this half ends.
Prescott to the sideline and out of the reach of Witten. Just to put a number to what you said a moment ago, Troy, Seattle with just 46 yards of offense in this half, and yet they lead this game at the moment by 1. 13 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You take the sacks, considering the sacks that Russell Wilson has taken, you know, they end this half with just 2 yards passing.
Witten, no catches, been targeted 3 times. Here's another one to the sideline, and Witten out of bounds. Couldn't get the feet down in time. And Jason Garrett on 3rd down and 10 is not going to play with it anymore, and he's clearly out.
Well, Seattle was going to give that up all day, and they weren't too concerned, knowing they were already well within Bailey's range, and just thought that we would have seen at least a shot down the field into the end zone, knowing that Seattle's still playing one-on-one coverage.
Second straight 51-yard try by Bailey. And this one is just inside the left upright. And the Cowboys lead by 2. With 3 seconds left in the half, we'll be back in 30 seconds after these messages from Lowe's and Duracell.
Don't come in, I'm wrapping your present.
The moment you realize you aren't the most original gift giver.
At Lowe's, we can help you pick out the perfect gift that your family is sure to love.
Get a Cobalt Mechanics tool set for only $99 at Lowe's.
Do you need the most trusted battery this holiday? Maybe not. Maybe you could trust the world would be just as happy without them. Or you could just trust Duracell.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Well, that's 4 targets now for Witten, no catches. 1 catch for Bryant, 1 fumble. And the Seahawks turned that fumble into 7 points. It's a 2-point game here with 3 seconds left before halftime.
Well, good job by Dallas going down and retaking the lead here before the end of the half. But Seattle, I would have to believe, defensively feels awfully good with the way they play.
After a rough one last week at home against the Rams. Lockett just takes it on out of the back of the end zone. We should have a kneel down, and that'll be it. Russell Wilson will finish this first half unless they do something crazy. 5 for 11, 35 yards, and the 1 touchdown throw to Jimmy Graham. Prescott, on the other hand, 10 of 18, 76 yards. No scores, no picks. Elliott, 73 yards on 15 carries with a long of 9. And a 2-point game at the half. Dallas leading halfway through it. Let's take a look at some fun from week 15. Sounds from the field, brought to you by Walmart.com, now offering free 2-day shipping.
Big time job now, huh? All right, fellas, let's go to work. Yeah! Big time!
glad you're with us on this Christmas Eve game, America's game of the week. Dallas up 2 at the half, and now it's Kurt and the guys with the Visa halftime.
Welcome to the Visa halftime report. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Win a division, there's only one thing you can say.
Well, being division champs for the first time in 14 years, you get to celebrate like that. We'll tell you who else clinched playoff berths today as Seattle and the Dallas Cowboys try and fight to get to the postseason. One of those teams, Jacksonville, already wrapped up the AFC South, now playing in San Francisco, Terry.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, quarterback for the 49ers, going in from 1 yard out. 49ers up 7-0, and then Jackson and Coleman get into it on the Jacksonville Jaguars sideline. Bortles is then picked off to make things worse by Dante Johnson. He takes it back 50 yards for the interception return, and then it's 16-2 after a safety, and then this at the very end of the game, Bortles' pass drops off into the hands of running back Leonard Fournette for the off of his hands into Strong's hands. So we now have a 16-16 tie at Jacksonville, San Francisco.
All right, we'll tell you how all these factor into the playoff picture in just a bit. But first, the winners: New Orleans, the Rams. Carolina gets the victory. Cincinnati knocks off Detroit. New England keeps on winning. Kansas City takes care of the Miami Dolphins today. The LA Chargers knock off the New York Jets. And Washington, Chicago also win. 3 teams clinch division titles. 2 more grabbed playoff berths, and 3 teams have already been eliminated in what has happened so far here in Week 16. All right, let's get back to the Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks. Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, well, you know, with Dallas Cowboys, obviously big-time game. They have to win this game, and you look at their Dez Bryant, very, very frustrated. Had 0 catches deep into that first half. He's complaining about it. Then when they throw it to him, this happens right here. Byron Maxwell punches that ball out. It's one of those things, is one of your leaders on that team. You can't do that. You got to keep your head in the game because they have a playoff chance right now.
Well, not only that, you got to protect the ball. If you're going to ask for the ball, protect the ball. And I got to say, Seattle's defense is playing a lot better than I think anybody up here expected. But Ezekiel Elliott is still being Ezekiel Elliott, still playing well, still averaging about 5 yards a carry. So, you know, it's going to be tough for Seattle's defense because they've been on the field a long time. Second half to be tough for them.
All right, but they're still in the game. It's only 9-7 right now. The only touchdown for the Seahawks is the Visa play of the first half. Jimmy Graham and Russell Wilson.
Brought to you by Visa. You want to spread a little joy? We've got an easy way to do it. Now you can tap to pay with Visa at Starbucks.
The world has wasted me, and yet this world also made you. Mr. Versace. You're not better than me. The only difference is that you got lucky.
The Assassination of Gianni Versace, Wednesday, January 17th on FX.
Do you want to go?
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2017 IS Turbo for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Whatever inspires you this holiday season, Kroger is here to help make it magical.
It's the happiest season of all.
With the freshest ingredients and all the delicious foods you love. So bring on the basting. Spice up the tasting and make every moment truly special. Happy holidays from Kroger.
Progress is an unstoppable force. The Season of Audi sales event is here. Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models during the Season of Audi sales event.
It takes Arby's hours to smoke their new smokehouse chicken. Who else puts this much work into their chicken? Mama chickens, maybe. Arby's, we have the meat.
Wake up with Snow Fox and celebrate your snow day.
He'll even make sure your day is clear of dangerous conditions.
Snow Fox, make sure you're the first to know.
With up to 3 lines of school closings always scrolling by.
And Snow Fox alerts wherever you are.
Sign up today at WDRB.com. Just in, always on.
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2018 ES350 for $299 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
One half of play in the books here in Arlington, Texas. And a virtual playoff game between Seattle and Dallas. Just 2 points separate them. Cowboys up 2. Back for the second half after this.
911, what's your emergency?
Please hurry.
Don't hang up, we're gonna try to find you. It takes a certain kind of person to run towards danger rather than run away from it.
Get on the ground, now!
In those moments when you actually save someone, there's no better feeling in the world.
Under pressure.
Two great ball games on Fox and FS1. Unbelievable! Wednesday, Arizona,